Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thank you for the support. So I'm coming back again with the Hunkydory Botanical Birds. This is the luxury topper collection. I'm going to be using the Glorious Gardens with this beautiful blue tip. I'm also going to be tying in on one of the cards the Botanical Birds paper pad. Yeah, and the usual gold mirror card and things. Okay, so let's just pop that to the side for a second. I've already pre-scored a 6x6 card blank. So let's bring in my trimmer. I've got a little off cut here of card that I've been chopping into, so it's not quite 6x12. And I need to cut a piece that's 3.5 inches. Just go that way. 3.5 inches by 6. And this is going to form a little step on the front of my card. I'll keep that to hand because I will need that on the next card. I'm just going to pop that away for a second. Then if I bring my scoreboard in, I can score at 1.5 and at 3. And then this little half inch is going to be my glue tab. So let's just put that down. Give these a really good press down with this bone folder. A really nice crisp score so that this really pops up on my card. And we're just going to stick this onto the bottom the card there. So I'm going to bring in some red liner tape and just going to pop that on the bottom. And this is a roll that I found slightly wider than the other one, so just attempting to use that up. Going to give it a good press down. Off, and then with some tacky glue, just this is going to give us that extra bit of stick. It's not really going to give us any wiggle room time. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just turn it round, and I'm going to butt this up to the bottom of my card. Just make sure that is exactly the same, and then when it's there I can just press down, and then that way we've got our step on there. And the reason why I've glued that on the inside there is because we're now going to cover it up with our matte layers. Okay, so just going to pop those out of the way. So let's bring back in the trimmer. And the foiling on this kit is gold, so I'm going to come in with a piece of gold card. I'm going to do the piece for here first of all, which is going to be the usual for me. I like to see that little bit of white around the edge, so I'm just taking 2 notches off. So the 2 notches are 1/8 of an inch. We are going to, if that goes right down to the bottom, that would be good. And check that that fits quite nicely, and it does. And then this piece here is 1.5 by 6. So if I find a little offcut that I've got, let's grab a little bit of tape. So when I'm dealing with smaller pieces and I've got nowhere to hold it really, what I do is I just get that into position. Make sure that's straight by looking at both of them. So I've got markings here and here on my trimmer, and then I can pop that down, and that should be cut straight. Oops. And then is this 2 notches under the 6? No, it's not. Oops, sorry, I just got a bit of tape stuck on my hand. 2 notches under the 6, and that should fit quite nicely onto there, like so. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in the actual cardstock I'm using, which is this one, the non-foiled one, if you like, with the beautiful little blue tit on. And I'm going to cut this piece down at 5 3/4. And then let's have a look. So I might have to use some paper from the pad. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do first of all is just cut this bird out, because I want this bird on my step. And I'm going to use my knife. My knife. So it's not difficult to cut out. It's quite straight-ish lines, but I'm just putting a little bit of a curve in there. I think I will go down to there. Then across. I'm thinking that's going to be, and then just to see where I've been. And this little beak. You can use your scissors if you're better with your scissors. I tend to be a little better with my knife, although sometimes I don't like the sharp edge that it gives you. Just making sure that is continuing just to pop it out. And this is the only bit that's a little bit fiddly. And I think what I'm going to do is just come along here. And I don't mind if these bits pop up a little bit above my... let's just go straight across there. Right, so now we need to just go around these plants. I'm actually going to take it, I'm not going to try even to cut those wispy bits out. Just going to take from this leaf here down and there. Hopefully that should be him pretty much coming out. There we go, so you don't even really notice that those bits were on there. I will just go around with my scissors and just round some of those leaf edges up a little. If there's any bits that you think need to come out, then you can just pop in with those. I think the other thing I will do is just take these little squares out. Just think it's going to give out a little bit of a... you'll be able to see the little bit of design through it. It's just going to pull it back into the design. So just pop those out. Try not to stab myself with the knife. There's that one. There we go. So we've got that there. Okay. So this piece is going to go onto there. We will have a bit of a gold border around the bottom, and he's going to go on there. Now let me grab my trimmer. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to use this. No. Although we could come in with something with a border on the bottom. Let's grab the book. Let's have a little look through there. I kind of hadn't thought, I knew I wanted to cut that off, but I had forgotten that. So so I'm going to be using the blue tip from there, so we'll take that one out first away. I'll just check. That blue sky. And what I'll do is I'll use this bit on my next card, so it won't go to waste. Okay, so 5 3/4 square. So it's going to look like our bird is against the sky, although we are going to have another topper as well, because I'm going to cut that other blue tip out. So that should fit quite nicely into there. Sorry, my hands are a little dry, so it's a bit hard to pick up the card and stuff. There we go. That's that one. Let's move those out of the way, and then let's come in for our guy here. Just to neaten that bottom piece up. And then what size is he? He is just under 4. Just under 4. Okay, so I have got another small piece of gold movie card here. So I'm just going to cut this at 4 plus 1.5 notches, just to give us hopefully just a nice thin border all the way around. You can always trim it a little more if we need to. I'm happy with that. So that is our cutting down. Now I did have I see you, a little corner rounder here, so I'm just going to do this now, because if I don't then I'm going to forget. And one of the corners on this gold piece of card was a little bit curled up, so if I do a nice little corner rounded square, it's going to get rid of that problem. And this is a little Hunkydory corner punch. You probably see me use it a lot, because I do. It is one of my favourite corner punches. The other one is a cross-cut one, but it does a different, it's a bigger punch and it does a different circle. Okay, so it's only this top of it that I'm doing with that on. Okay, so let's come to our gluing. So because this is paper, and the PBA glue, which is this tacky glue, has a water content to it, what I'm going to do is just put some glue dots on the corner so it's a dry adhesive, and then I can come in with my newly filled, there we go, with my newly filled all-purpose glue. This is the cloud one. Both of these I got from Crafter's Companion, and I can pop that straight down onto there. So the benefit of that is that that dry adhesive will stick that down to the gold pretty much straight away, but you can still move it around until you press those down. You still get that floatability with the all-purpose glue. And it also, because that's paper, because this all-purpose glue has a alcohol content to it rather than water, it doesn't make your paper all bubble up or rock up, as I call it. Okay, so we put that down. You can see I've hidden that join there, so you wouldn't really know that that was there. And then I think I'm going to come in with this one. And once you've done all the prep work on this, it's quite a quick and easy card to put together. And you can just put that on again. We've got that ability to float it until we're happy, and then we can press it down. That dry adhesive just takes that down for us. Okay, so for this Let me just check. So I don't want to go over the edge. So if I keep to around about there, and this is card onto card, so we can go back to our tacky glue. Just a little bit in the corners. That might be a little high, but it's not so bad with the tacky glue. You don't want any on the back of here because he's going to pop up and you above that step, so you don't want him to be gluing to anything underneath, otherwise that's going to make the card not as good as it could be. Okay, so I'm going to let that set a second. So before I stick him on, what I'll do is I'll get some foam pads on here. These are those sticks 2 ones. I'm still working my way through those, and got loads of little odd strips. I have been crafting over the weekend, not with the Tracy Hay stamps as I thought I was going to do. I found an old Hunkydory kit, and I didn't think it was that old. It was all the girls, but when I looked through my records, it's actually 10 years old. So 2014 is when I bought it, May 2014. So I have been crafting with that. And what I've decided to do, just because it is such an old kit, and you know, obviously these cards are going to the charity, I'm going to craft through the whole kit because they've not even been touched. Like, it had been opened and looked at, that's it. And you know, I'm going to be honest, I got quite a few kits like that, if I'm honest with you, that for one reason or another I haven't even started. In 2014, Mum wasn't even that bad then. I mean, you know, she needed help obviously, but not she wasn't bedridden then, and she was still sleeping in her own bed then. So I'm not quite sure why I never got around to using it. Okay, so I'm going to pop this up here in the corner, and then our other one's going to come across the side in front. And again, I can come in with my all-purpose. Just spread that out a little bit there. A little bit of tacky glue, and obviously now you can see where the glue needs to go because you've got that gold on there. And then we can just pop that onto there. There we go. So now we just need a sentiment. Let's see, is there one on there? Got our best wishes for all that's to come. Just have a look on the actual sheet, which we haven't used yet, remember. So we've got a with love, we've got best wishes, be yourself, have the most wonderful day. Really like that one. Let's go with that. And just going to trim that little pip a bit. Sometimes I do it with my scissors, sometimes I do it with the file. Okay. Let's pop a couple of these on here. Let's see, where do we want that? Or do we want it down here? I think in there. Maybe even there. We'll have it there going over the top. Yes, I've been working through this kit, and it's quite a nice kit, you know, and I don't know why, but I've been enjoying, because I was sort of looking for something a bit girly, because a lot of the cards, if you've looked for my Pinterest and the cards that I've made so far, a lot of them, well, they're not just manly, but you know, they are quite unisex. So I wanted something really, some girly cards in there. Let's go with those, or do I want to go with something a bit... We've got these green ones, let's go with these green ones, I think. yeah, so I was looking for some girly ones, so that's how I came across it. So let's pop one down there, one up there, pop one in that corner there. That's all I'm doing to that one. That's that card all done. Obviously needs an insert. Going to be very difficult. Well, no, that's fine. So you've got that bit of dimension there. That bird is going to look like he's perched there, trying to talk to the one in the picture. That's quite cute. I like that. Okay, so I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, again, I've got a piece of that 6x12 300 GSM cardstock, and I thought I would do a reverse easel for this one. So I'm going to score this at 3 and at 6, and I can fold it as usual. And then fold back. And we'll go over that with my bone folder as well. So let's just give those a good crisp burnish. Okay. So let's bring in the trimmer. And I think, let me just measure this. That's the only thing I forgot to do. So this circle topper is 4 3/4. So I'm going to make my piece of card 5 1/4. So 5. My eyes go funny. 5 1/4. And I'm going to go, I think, I'm going to go 3 1/2. No, I'm going to go 4. Okay, let's put that to the side. Okay, let's start with some gold, because again we've got that gold foil in, and I need to do a piece for the bottom first of all. So again, I'm taking those 2 notches off that 6. If you wanted to keep this as gold all over, you simply have to mat this whole piece on and not cut it, and you would have a completely gold piece at the bottom. I just like to see that little bit of white, and the benefit of that for me is that I can get 2 6x6 cards out of a piece of that A4 that they print on. Okay, so I've got another piece of gold here. Just checking I haven't got anything there, and I'm going to do this piece here, which is 3x6. So I'm just going to take 2 notches off the 3 and 2 notches off the 6. Oops, rid of that, and that should fit quite nicely onto here. Now for the base, what I've already done beforehand is cut out 5 3/4 square from the insert, and I've done that on the guillotine rather than the trimmer, because it's just a bit sharper with that paper to cut it. Okay, so now I do want a piece of gold for this, and I have got a piece here. So let's go, so that was 4. So I'm going to go 2 notches under the 4. I think that was 5 1/4, wasn't it? Yeah. So 2 notches under 5 1/4. So that should mat onto there quite nicely. And then I'm going to use this piece here. I'm going to cut a piece for the top, so that is going to be 2 3/4. That should already be 5 3/4. Yep. So that is going to fit onto there, like so. And then I don't think I'm going to get full piece out of there, so I will have to use some of this cardstock. Bear with me, I'm just going to cough. And I think I really want green, just the green, just the green, but I think I changed my mind. Let me keep that for another, because there's lots of toppers on that sheet there, and I'm going to bring back in my picture perfect pad. There was one with loads of oak tree leaves on. Right, let's have that one, because I'm just picking that one because it's quite green. Let's move that one out of the way, and I have to remember what size I did that now. So I think it was 4 by 5 1/4 was the outside. So let's go 3 3/4 by 5. Sorry, Mr. Owl, you're getting the chop. That should fit quite nicely onto there. Okay, and I think that's all the cutting we need to do. Right, so let's do some assembling. So let's start with the bottom piece first of all. And I'm not doing any ribbon or anything, so I can go straight on with this piece. Oops, here. A bit of string there. And let's go in. And then actually I want that sticky mat, sticky roller on those corners again, the same reasons as before. Now, because this is an insert, what I want to do, let's get that the right way up. So the reason why I'm using this insert is A, it's patterned, so it is a nice paper, and B, people are still going to be able to write on it as long as you give it a really good press down. Make sure there's no lumps of glue under there. That should be fine. And then let's come on to our top piece. A bit of tacky in those corners. Just popping that on straight as we can. Yep, happy with that. Do I want it to go that way, or do I want it to go that way? I'm going to have it that way, I think. So again, with this all-purpose, a bit tacky in those corners. And a good press down. Okay. I'm just going to let that sit while I come and do the assembling over here. So this one is cardstock to cardstock, because we've got mirror card to that white card. Hair on the end of my tacky glue, I'll grab that in a second. So this is just going on to there, just like nice and straight. And then again with my 2-dot roller, that dry glue, press all along the inside. Is there a right way? No, there isn't really. Give it a good press down. Okay, And then what I'm going to do is just bring the topper in. Get that ready, just give that a minute to sit and glue, excuse me, and take. And so we've got our little bluebird again, and this time I think we'll go with this one, Best Wishes, because it's got the note powder and the note paper and the seeds. That's what I was trying to say in the wrong way. Let's just pop those out. And then again all the way around. Just releasing those pips. Obviously we'll save that for another day. And just going around, just giving those pips a bit of a just to flatten down. Sometimes you can just get them with your nail. Sometimes they're just a little bit more stubborn. I think the hardest thing is to get them on the inside. Right, okay, so those are the pieces we're going to use. Okay, so let's just see how we want this to go. So obviously I don't want to put any pressure on my frame, so actually I can do that anywhere, so that's not a problem because that's more than big enough. We'll come down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to bring some of that red liner tape in again, just because it's, you know, the strongest adhesive tape that I have, and even though I'm going to be using my other glues, it just means that I can carry on working, adding all of these details on without having to worry about whether that is going to take or not. And I'm also going to pop a little bit of both of my glues. So the strongest wet glue I think is the all-purpose, because when that dries it does dry like concrete. So remember not to go outside of the base of your card, otherwise it's not going to fit in a 6x6 envelope. Actually would help if I had this card straight from the start, and then we can just, I'm just going to do it by eye, and I want it sort of in the middle. I think that will do. Yeah, okay, so our card is going to stand like so. We'll pop our sentiment on the bottom just to keep that up. But let's just, I'm just going to give that a little flex because I can see it flexing inwards and I don't want it to. Okay, so then this piece here, do I want those pieces at the top and the bottom? I think I do. So I'm going to turn that over, and I know I only need to put pads where it is going to be on this piece of card. So I'm going to take these, chop them in half. I'm probably going to need some more, but I'm going to pop those round. Oops, fingers and thumbs today for some reason, I don't know why. I was watching Sunday's Hunkydory on so I'm just grabbing some of these pads. Sunday's Hunkydory on Hobby Maker, just before I started, really, when I was sort of, I was looking to see what I was going to do. I had the sort of toppers and everything in front of me, and I was just seeing what they sort of felt like, because sometimes a card will feel a certain way, like it'll feel like it should be an easel, or it'll feel like it needs to be a cutaway, or, you know, so I was just sort of seeing how I wanted to do it. And I was watching the Sunday Hunkydory show with the stepper, pop-up stepper cards, which look really cute. I don't think I'm going to buy them though, just purely because I think I have got things like that. So I'm just taking these backs off. It's taking its time. When I was searching, and there's another thing, when I was searching like cards and things for ideas, and I went on Pinterest. Sometimes I just search through the ones that I've done, but I was searching through sort of card folds to see if there was something that I haven't tried before, and it came up with a Pinterest site for somebody selling Hunkydory cards, and they were selling them at $5.99. I was like, $5.99? That seems like a good deal for the card. But then I had to go and have a little nosy. They were nice cards. All of them Hunkydory that she was selling, but that included the postage. So really, by the time the postage has come out, because you're looking at what, £2-3 for postage, depending on how it's being sent. It's not really a lot there. I thought, oh, she's making some good money off them cards, but she's not really. Not especially since the poster's gone up again. Right, let's put that in. And that was on Folksy, which I'd not heard of. I've heard of Etsy, obviously, but I'd not heard of Folksy. But, yeah. And you know, there weren't anything more than what I'm doing here, so you know, if you fancied selling your cards, that might be. I mean, I don't know how many she sells. I mean, she has got some scarves on there as well, and it said that she'd sold 268 items, so you know, maybe that's a place to go, guys, if you're looking to sell your Hunkydory cards. So I just put tacky glue on the back, just to give me a little bit of wiggle room time, just so I can get that where I want it to be. And if you are unsure on where you want this to be, you can always just pop that in, and then line this topper back up. I'm just going to do it by eye. There we go. So we've got our little birdie on there now. We have got a couple of pips here, so let's just trim them off. And what I'm going to do is use one of these Crafter's Companion. These are 2mm foam pads. Just want a bit of a higher sort of loft to be the stopper for this card. And then some tacky glue on the back. And then all we have to do is just decide where we want that to stop. I'm going to pop that right there. Let's hold that up. Oops, make it fall over. I told you I was all fingers and thumbs today. Okay, so that is how it is sitting at the moment. Okay, now the gems I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use these. I think these are, oh, these are Midnight Shimmer. I thought they were Volcano. They're Midnight Shimmer, so they're not, they've got a bit of sparkle to them, but they're not too sparkly. So I kind of thought they could go for either male or female. So I'm going to put one big one in this. Let's pop this down to show you. One in that corner there. And then I'm going to go with a medium one there. Then I'm going to go with medium and a small. A big one in that corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so yeah, I'm happy with that. So put those away. Now, obviously, if you wanted to, you could come in with another little sentiment. Maybe enjoy your day, have a great birthday, whatever you wanted to put on there, and use that as a sub sentiment, maybe up here or at the bottom. But as it stands at the moment, that is that card finished. So that's my little Bluebird reverse easel. So let me, not bluebird, blue tits. Let me bring my other bird in. I'll fold that one down. Let those glues settle. So those are the 2 cards that I finished today. I don't think this is going to be quite a long video actually. I think probably maybe just over half an hour, which is quite cool. But yeah, I quite like those. I'm going to come back again with this kit because I don't think I'm going to have my Christmas one by the time I come back. So I'm probably going to come in with the peacock one next, because peacocks, who doesn't love a peacock, right? But yeah, that's it for today. So thank you so much for watching, subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. I really do appreciate all you do to support me as a channel. But I'll see you next time, and until then, happy crafting. Bye.